Musa, welcome to Hamlet Inc. This is a little podcast, a little thing, so we can get to know a little bit more about you. So tell us, when did you start running, or what inspired you to start running? It's a question I ask all my people.
All right. I think the first thing is thank you for having me. I started running in 2017, late 2017, and what inspired me, it was by chance, to be honest, because I used to play soccer when I was young, and I dreamt of being a soccer player. But unfortunately, in 2012, I had an ACL injury where I had to reconstruct my ACL, and after that, I was just not okay, and I decided to retire from soccer. And then from there, I was doing weights until around 2016 when I actually realized that I was bulking up a lot. So from there, I then decided to just jog, just to get a bit of cardio training and to slim a bit. And that's how I got into running.
Nice. And what was your first race, if you can remember it?
My first race was the UCT, I was in Cape Town at the time, UCT 10K. And it was, I think I ran 47 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And what's your time now on a 10K?
I've got 33 now.
You got 33.
Yeah,
Wow. And
yeah.
how long did it take you that journey? How long did it take you to run from 47-minute 10K to a 33-minute 10K?
I ran 33 in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So from the beginning, I actually realized that my passion was with the distance, was with the ultras. So I do believe that if I were to just give it a try and just focus on training for a 10K for like 2 months or so, I could probably do better. It's just that I never really paid attention to.
Or the shortest time?
Yeah.
All right. So and when was your first marathon?
My first marathon was in 2017. So what happened when I started running? I got the 10K I'm telling you about, and it was a friend who convinced me to do it. I didn't want to do it. I thought 10K was just way too long for me. Because how I used to do it, we used to meet on a Sunday with a friend, and then we used to jog every Sunday. And we actually had a train station close to where we were staying. So we used to jog to the train station and come back, and then we thought that was enough. So actually now, when I started knowing about running and so I went and actually measured the distance. So we used to run 2Ks every Sunday. And it felt like it was a lot. So when I ran that 10Ks, it was out of a 2K Sunday training every Sunday. So after I ran that 10K, then I actually enjoyed the challenge of finishing the distance. So when I began running, it was never about the time; it was just finishing the distance. So as soon as I finished the 10K, then I asked my friend, "What's the next longest distance that I can do?" So he said 15Ks. I did the 15, then I wanted the next longest distance. It was 21. And then before I knew it, I was running for a 2.
And now, are you now running with Pan Africa?
Yes.
Or you now running with Pan Africa, part of the elite group?
Yes.
All right. Are you together with the team for Comrades, for prepping for the big C?
Yes. I've been to Dar es Salaam already for like 3 mini camps, so I'm looking forward to the major one. Apparently, that's where things happen in April. The main camp.
Program one,
Yes.
All right. So do you have an idea when you guys are going to be starting, or?
Posted at the beginning of April, which I think he said it's the weekend of the Torsions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think around the 5th.
Yeah.
So we'll be here until
Yeah. All right. Do you have any particular goals in mind for Big C this year?
For this year, to be honest, the main goal, I would like to have my hands on that gold medal one day.
Yeah.
But for this year, I actually want to follow coach because I still need to develop and I still need to adjust. The program is hard compared to what I was doing. So for this year, I've told myself I want to adjust. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think for me, it's all about the journey and the progress.
Awesome. And when did you meet Coach John? Because you're now training with him, yeah?
So it's interesting. He always teases me. Actually, I met 3 years ago when I ran my Comrades in 6:30.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I still believe at the time I was not mentally right to be in an environment like this. So I was supposed to join 3 years ago. I sort of like chickened out on the last minute. So eventually I made a decision late last year that, you know what, this is the time. And he always teases me that if you joined me 3 years ago, by now you would have had like 2 goals already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so far, how has been the experience training with, the running for Pan and training with Coach John?
To be honest, it's different to what I thought. I think no, before I make any move in my career, I always consult, I always speak. And that's why I say I chickened out at that time, because I actually tried to understand, speak to people about Coach John, and you get a lot of really, really, really harsh things said about him. But from my experience, I mean, I've been with him now for almost 5 months.
Mhm.
I think he's someone, I see myself in him in a sense. He's got a very, very high work ethic.
Okay.
And I think that's why people then think that he's too hard. I think Coach John wants things done. And after that, you actually realize that he's a father figure. He's a very, very soft person inside. He just wants things done. And then once you get things done, you actually realize that you get closer to him. So it's been a good journey, to be honest.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been a good journey.
And if you had a wish to say, if you could have it your way, what would you say would be your ideal Comrades finishing time?
For this year,
No, not for this year. I would just say
in the
if it's
future,
as a
to
dream,
win it.
just-
I mean,
just, yeah, and if you win, in what time? I mean, what challenge? I mean, everyone would like to win, but I'm more interested in, if you say, what kind of times would you like to run?
I mean, I would like to run. Let's
wish
say,
list.
I would like to run a sub 520, like
Yeah.
on any Comrades.
Mhm.
But to win it, you can run. I mean, the other year
You can win
people
for
ran.
5:30,
Yeah,
5:35
exactly.
yeah.
So to say that time will win it, it's difficult. But I think I would like to get to a point where running a 520 is really not a mission.
And who knows, right? When you run that sub 520, it could be the one that makes you win.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's and for marathons, is there any particular time you have in mind?
I would like to run on a 220. It's not something that I've done.
Yeah.
It's something, but I think it's something that's achievable. So I'd like to go on a 220, and I think we are aligned with Coach when it comes to that. That's one of the things that we discussed very early on when we started working together.
And what would you say is the toughest thing about running in your running journey? I think it's been like 5-6 years you've been running now. So what would you say is one of the toughest things about being consistent when it comes to running?
I'm a full-time employee, so and I work in a very, very high-paced environment. I work in a bank, so to balance the time is been hard.
How do you do
But
it?
I always tell myself that you only have 24 hours in a day. So I mean, there are days where I wake up at 3 a.m. I mean, you've seen that as well. So when I'm doing my long runs, I have to be up running at 3 a.m. It means that I need to wake up at 2:30, you know, to eat. And Coach wants his 4 hours on a Sunday.
Yes, if you have to inspire someone out there who might be listening to this, right?
Yeah.
Thinking, you've got a full-time job,
Mm,
and in that 24 hours you still have to find time to sleep.
yeah.
What would you say is the one thing you tell yourself that makes you get up at 2:30 to be out of the house at 3 a.m. to do a 60K run?
I think it's the goal, D, you know. But also, what I've actually realized, I'm starting to enjoy the journey more. For me, I mean, we're speaking about the Comrades camp in April, how hard it is, and that is exciting me.
Okay.
And I think that's what has changed with me. I think the journey, knowing how tough it is just getting. I'm getting to enjoy and look forward to that. And then I know from all the hard work, from the consistency, the 520 we're talking about is just gonna be a smash.
No, thank you. And then in closing, just for anyone listening who's going to be preparing for the big Comrades, what would you like to say to them? Just words of inspiration from someone with a 620 Comrades.
I think the most important thing is to do everything for yourself. You know, don't really try to impress people. Don't do things for people. Do things for yourself and do things that fulfill you, because that's where you're gonna get the energy to wake up and just keep going and work hard.
No, it's been a great pleasure interviewing you, buddy. I hope to see you in more. And I hope one day I'll be seeing you crossing the line in 5 hours, 19 and 59 seconds.
I receive.
Have a good one, mate.
Thanks.